Welcome back to the EJ Ward FieldView training series. In this video, we're going to be going over roles, how to add roles, how to change up roles, and how to assign them to users. To start out, we need to open up the security folder on the left-hand side. And then we're going to go to roles. Here we have all the roles that are inside of the system. Most of these are default roles, and you will have a full set of default roles inside of the system. To add a role, we simply click the Add Record button. Inside of here, it's only going to ask us for the profile of the role first, so we need the name, any remarks that we have for that role, and then whether or not it's active, which, since it's a brand new role, we're going to go ahead and keep this one active. So I'm going to name this one Test Role, and then just put Test here. And then we're going to go ahead and hit Save. Once we hit Save, it's going to save successfully. So once it is saved, it's going to give us a page access and a report access sections. So with the page access sections, it shows the exact same folder structure that we have on the left-hand side. And then you can drop down each piece and it has all of the pages and the permissions that they have for that page. To change the permissions for a page, you simply just click on the page and it goes into an R, which is a read-only access. And then you have W, which is read and write access. If you click on it again, it will go to where it has no access and it won't even show up on their system. If they have a folder where none of the pages are going to show, it's not going to show that folder either inside of their view on the left-hand side when that user logs in. So go through and click on everything that that user wants to be able to see or to read and write. And we're going to go ahead and give them a read-write access to vehicles and read-write access to employees. And then at the bottom is the report access. So if they need access to a report, a specific report, we'll click on Edit for that report, and then we can go ahead and check the box underneath the Allowed column. Once we're done with that, we go ahead and click on Update on the left-hand side, and now they can view that report. Once we're done with the role and creating the role, we're going to go ahead and click on Save at the very bottom again. And now that role will be in our grid view behind it. So we're going to go ahead and go to the second page, and here we have a test role. If we ever want to deactivate this test role, you simply just click on the role itself, you uncheck the active checkbox and save it. And that's going to deactivate the role so that role is no longer going to be available in the system. To assign this role, we can assign it through the users page. So when you click on the users page, we're going to go ahead and go to our test user here. And now we have the role of reporter set, but we want to put them to a test role. So when you drop down the roles, it's going to show our test role here. We click on that test role and hit save. Another way that we can assign a custom role to one user or a couple users is we can hit on reset. And when we hit reset, it's going to have a custom role permissions underneath, and the page access and a report access is going to show up for that user. And you would do the same exact thing that you do in the roles screen, but just for this specific user. Once that's done, you can save it, or you can choose that I just want to make this a role, a standard role. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the test role, and it will take that piece away. So once we save it, that user is now underneath the test role. We can always go back into roles, and we can always change our roles later on. Like, let's say they wanted access to a certain page that we maybe even forgot about, or it's something new that they're going to add that they're doing for their daily job, so they need read-write access to it. So let's say for this user, they're doing employees, and they're doing departments now as well. So we'll just go ahead and put write access for that, and then go down at the bottom and save it. And that will change that role for all the users that are selected with that role. And this concludes our video on roles, on how to add and assign and change roles. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.